Good evening. We have some of the worst cancer survival rates in Europe. For lung cancer, the most common cancer worldwide, Wales ranks second worst in a landmark study, coming 28th out of 29 European countries. If survival rates here were as good as Belgium and Switzerland, the best performing countries, an extra 190 patients a year might survive for at least 5 years following diagnosis. But could things be about to change? A year ago, Welsh doctors visited Denmark to see how cancer services there have been transformed. In this special report, our health correspondent Owain Clark looks at the groundbreaking new trial, hoping to catch cancer in its early stages.
I know my own body and I knew something was wrong.
But Dennis Payne from Aberdare wasn't sure exactly what. Persuaded by his wife to go to his GP, he found out he had prostate cancer.
It's that C word, the cancer word. Once people brand that around, that's what that's what is kind of frightening.
But he's glad he took his wife's advice. An early diagnosis means he's got a much better chance of making a full recovery. But the picture's not so rosy across the board. Cancer survival rates in Wales are worse than in many other European countries.
Wales has some of the most challenging outcomes for cancer mortality, cancer presentation, new cancers in the system, high incidence. We are urgent about tackling this as an issue and doing something very different to deal with it.
Last spring, this group from the Welsh NHS travelled to Denmark in search of solutions. The country's invested heavily in specialist diagnostic centres like this one, where patients who might have cancer but have vague symptoms can have lots of scans and tests at the same time.
People had to wait too long within the healthcare system from they attended the healthcare until start of treatment.
So the group came back from Denmark not only convinced that the system they saw saved lives, but also convinced that it could be adopted right here in the Welsh NHS. And to be fair, they didn't hang about. And here in the Cynon Valley, around 40 GPs are about to take part in a new trial built around the principles of the Danish model. So what will they be looking out for?
We go through gaps where we don't see people for a while. But it's a bit like if you see somebody in the street you haven't seen for a long time and they look different and it worries you. We get the same sort of signals when people come in and we can see this person looks really unwell or they don't remind me of how I saw them last time.
So if a GP's gut instinct says it might be cancer, a patient won't have to wait for a series of individual tests. Instead, they'll be sent within a week to a new diagnostic clinic here at the Royal Glamorgan Hospital in Llantrisant. There'll also be one at the Neath Port Talbot Hospital. And as many tests and scans as necessary will be performed, where possible, all on the same day. But will there be enough staff and resources to make it work?
There is fewer radiologists, there is not enough endoscopists. Yes, we don't have enough scanners. Yes, we need more investment, but we need a completely different way of working so that, currently what we're doing is we're pretty much concentrating on a smaller group of cancer patients. What I would like to see is to provide the same level of high quality of care for all cancer patients.
And even before the trial's underway, one group of patients at the Royal Glamorgan are already seeing the benefits.
So this is an MRI of a gentleman's prostate that's come to the clinic this morning.
Those with suspected prostate cancer now routinely get an MRI scan and a biopsy on the same day.
We were having very long waits for our patients, 60 to 100 days just to get through the biopsy to the results and everything, which is far too long. Now our results show we still occasionally have delays, but they're coming through the pathway within sort of 15 to 20 days.
When it comes to cancer, speed often matters. And because of his early diagnosis, Dennis is confident he'll long be able to enjoy seeing his young family grow up.
I've got identical triplets, they're age 5 and they're girls, and I've got a girl who's just turned 7 as well, so I got 4 children under 7. I have to keep fit for those.
And if the new trial helps others, diagnostic centres might become a feature of the Welsh NHS, just like in Denmark.